One bad seller can destroy your Amazon business. Don't let it happen to you. I'll go over protection tips in today's video. I'm Josh Hackett, CEO of EHP Consulting Group. Let's dive in. Okay, so we had a client that was selling a product just like this, and then what happened is a competitor was leaving negative reviews, right? And we found out it was kind of obvious it was a competitor because if we go to the bottom and check out the reviews, it showed that it says they ripped my item off of Amazon. What a joke, don't buy. So pretty much saying that they are a competitor on Amazon and leaving a review. That's a big no-no, and I'm gonna explain that a little bit in depth later. But pretty much they also tried to hijack the client's listing and resell the same exact product under the client's listing, which was a big mess, trying to pretty much destroy their brand, hijack, take sales, right? So step number one when this types of stuff happens is to just, take a big deep breather and make sure that you have a trademark. Make sure you have trademarks. If you have a patent, that's great, but at least a trademark and enroll in brand registry. So to get a trademark, you're gonna go to the uspto.gov/trademarks. Our company also helps file trademarks if you want someone that's cheaper than an attorney and that's faster, but you can do it yourself as well. So you can apply online and apply for a trademark. Right when you file that trademark, what you can do is change your brand name to the trademark brand's name. So if your brand name is generic or something else, you can change it to your new trademark. We can also do that for you if Amazon's giving you a hard time. Once you do that, if somebody's on your listing, you can report them and get them kicked off. They even might get kicked off of Amazon completely if you do it enough. So that's going to protect your listing. And that's the first thing we always recommend to do is start protecting your listing. Right when your sales start to increase, you want to have a trademark and make sure your brand name is on your listing. Step number two is to hire a liaison if possible, right? So if you know who the competitor is, right? Because for this instance, the competitor not only left negative reviews, but they emailed our client and they said very disrespectful things, right? So you want to collect all that as evidence, of course, but if you can have somebody that's a middleman and work out a negotiation and say, hey, look, Amazon's big, we can both succeed together, they're probably not going to want to listen to you directly, but if you have a middleman, and this is what we were hired for, to be a middleman and just negotiate, right? And just say, hey, look, we want to try to work out a deal because, we want to make sure we're just both successful on Amazon, right? And this is just how it is being a capitalist country. You compete against each other in an ethical way. So we don't want to be doing unethical stuff. Are you open to that? And that worked extremely well. We came up with a plan and both parties agreed, and that works as well if you want to try that. There's also the other option of just reporting each other and attacking each other. There is a chance that your Amazon business could get hurt and the competitors, and then you could both get shut down. That's why option number three, which I'm about to talk about, might not be the best. So option number three is reporting them and pretty much getting them kicked off of Amazon or getting them in a lot of trouble so they stop. This could work. You could, try to negotiate yourself or do this, but pretty much when we see if they're sending your emails, if it's obvious that they're literally a competitor, they ripped my item off of Amazon, meaning they're a competitor, most likely on Amazon. You can collect that as evidence. And there are policies, right? If a seller posts a review of their own product or their competitor's product, it's a complete violation on Amazon. So if a competitor reviews your product, that's a violation. If you review a competitor's product, that's a violation. Right? So keep that stuff in mind. There's so many violations on Amazon that you can report somebody for. But the first thing is collecting all of the evidence. And then once you have the evidence, it's time to ask ChatGPT or AI or Google and then kind of just list everything that went wrong and see if there's any policy violations, right? We found one right away. Again, this is one policy violation, but if they're emailing you, the competitors are emailing you and threatening you, that's another policy violation. What you can do is go to Amazon, go to Performance Account Health, and you can report them in the Report Abuse tab. So in the Report Abuse tab, there's many things you can report them for. But one of them is another seller is attempting to harm my business. And you can provide so much details. If you did do a test buy, all this stuff, clear evidence that they are destroying your business, you want to do this. You also want to report them at this. You want to hit them at all angles at once. You also want to report them for a violation if they're violating any of Amazon's policies, which I just showed you they were. Then you want to also go to the seller support, and you want to call Amazon and explain the issue to them as well. So you're going to be hitting them from all angles. Last but not least, if they are hijacking your listing, you do want to report them on the hijacking side. So you can go to brandregistry.amazon.com. You can go to protect and then report a violation. So report them for hijacking. You can also contact brand support at the same time and then talk to them about the issue on what they're doing. So you can chat with them. So you're kind of hitting it from all angles here. Just make sure you have the evidence, make sure you have the actual Amazon policies that they're violating, and make it as idiot proof as possible. Again, I don't recommend doing step number 3 until you've done number 1 and number 2 first, and potentially hired a liaison to help you, or an expert's opinion to help you. That way you're not doing anything brash and getting your account hurt at the same time. You want to take it one step at a time. And then after we've done the liaison services, that helped resolve all of the issues. So I do recommend, take a breather and take it one step at a time, get an expert's opinion. And we're here to help as needed, or you could contact another expert. But that's it for today's video. What's the first thing you'd do if a competitor was trying to sabotage your Amazon listing? If you learned something new, drop a like. And if you're an Amazon seller, I highly recommend subscribing to our channel because we're here to help you in Amazon journey. And of course, if you need any help with increasing sales, helping you with any competitors, or just help selling on Amazon, contact EHP Consulting Group. The link is right in the description to contact us or schedule a call. Also, one of our most popular services is our full Amazon A to Z account management service. This is what will manage your inventory, make sure competitors aren't destroying your listings, remove hijackers extremely quickly, make it seem like it's all us instead of you so you don't get in trouble. Customer service, advertising, and of course increasing your sales. The benefit of this service is so you can spend time working on your business instead of dealing with daily BS operations like the one mentioned in this video where competitors are going to try to hurt your brand and your listing. I'm here to help you save money and increase your sales with EHP Consulting Group. I'm Josh Hackett, signing out.